Lions at Chicago this weekend. This is a 2-6 team versus a 3-6 team. And we talk about turning the corner all the time as it pertains to our Lions, right? When do we see signs that the Lions are actually turning a corner and starting to get better? Like, it feels like we might be seeing that right now with the Red Wings. Although last night's third period, maybe not. But
if you can ignore last night.
But maybe for 2 periods. 2 periods.
Hey.
But the season is off to a good start, right? I mean, it's off to a decent start for a team in their position. But you look for those turning the corner signs. I'll give you an example of a turning the corner moment. Justin Fields was a problem last week for Miami. And in fact, he's been a problem for defenses the last 5 games. Check this out. His first 4 games, Justin Fields completed 51% of his passes, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and rushed for 37 yards a game. In the last 5, against teams that have a combined record of 28-15, so good competition. We're talking about Miami, we're talking about the Giants, Minnesota. He's completed 63% of his passes, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks, and rushed for 91 yards a game. The last 5 games, Justin Fields has been a problem. So that's when we come out with...
And the Bears have lost 4 of them.
Yes. And they've given up on the season, right? I mean, they've traded some guys. And, Roquan Smith, they aren't trying to get better.
That was the first game that they played with them. But I'm just pointing out that despite him starting to show up as a quarterback where he is a problem, he has to be accounted for 100%.
Yep.
They've lost 4 of those 5 games.
But one of the things that we are trying to determine is the Lions defense has gone from awful to bad to average. They had a bad game mixed in there, and then good. Like, they were good the last time out. And for people that think it was just Aaron Rodgers, in this 5-game losing streak, last Sunday was Aaron Rodgers' worst game. Like, other people have beaten Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers hasn't played great. But last Sunday was quite literally his worst game in years. We had they haven't thrown 3 picks for 38 games, and he hasn't had a completion. I think it was 3 picks for 77 games, completion percentage that low in 38 games. And it was the Lions' potentially historically bad defense that did it. Now, Aaron Rodgers might be spiraling down the toilet and just getting worse and worse, and that offense might be getting worse and worse.
Toilet.
Yeah,
nice.
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, flush. Getting worse and worse every week. But I do think it will be significant if the Lions defense slow down Justin Fields. I don't expect them to. But I don't think it's going to be a random occurrence that we will just dismiss and say, whatever. If the Lions defense slows down this quarterback who's played better and better and better as the season has gone on, and he's done it against good competition, which is why I don't think they're going to do it. But if they do, I'll give Eric Glenn a lot of credit for taking some steps towards turning this thing around.
Well, this is a big test, and it would help if they had the full complement of players on defense to play. It would help if Rodriguez is ready to go. I like him moving sideline to sideline. If he gets his hands on Justin Fields is going down because you don't get out of his grip. He's just such a sure tackler. It would help if I knew that Kirby Joseph was ready to go and going to play.
Yeah, red jersey again yesterday.
But both of those players were listed as questionable, not doubtful.
Mm-hmm.
Questionable on the injury list at the end of each practice or whatever. That's not necessarily something that tells you, they're not playing. I think more often than not, the guys that are questionable actually play. So I'm still hopeful that they'll have the full complement of defensive players available out there on the field on Sunday. I'm more optimistic about this. I'm not worried about Justin Fields throwing the ball. I'm not. If I'm Dan Campbell, and Aaron Glenn, I want to scheme everything to stop the run. They've got good running backs. They've got, obviously, the quarterback can run. I want to make sure they don't get explosive plays there. Now, if they get beat because every once in a while he's going to launch one up in the air and they come down with it, so be it. But that's not my concern. My concern is stopping that quarterback from escaping the pocket and turning it into a 30 or 40 or a 75-yard gain. You can't have that.
Tobin Rote style.
Exactly. Try to limit the Tobin Roteness of this game. But I have his stats in front of me from that 2 playoff games in 57.
Tobin Rote.
In 2 playoff games, he completed 28 passes out of 49 attempts.
Yeah.
So back then, it's ridiculous. 57%, it's amazing back then. 28 completions for 494 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 pick.
Big play offense.
Yeah.
Under Tobin Rote.
That's right.
Anyway, I do think the Lions defense has a chance to prove something. I will think it is significant if they make Justin Fields struggle. I won't just completely dismiss it as a random act.
Well, I think it's imperative that Hutchinson and Pascal set the edge and don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick. Don't start chasing and then realize, oh, wait a minute, he just cut back, and now you're screwed because that whole side, you vacated it. You didn't keep your responsibility, and there he goes. I'm hoping that they've learned through the early part of their career that they have their responsibility. So let's go and let's go get them.